Hi there, it's great to have you here today. My name is Miah and I'm excited to share with you the very first video in a series on starting and running your own recruitment agency. If you're looking to scale your own business to 6 figures or you're planning to start one from scratch, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll be sharing all the essential legal requirements that you need to know about the business world, especially in the recruitment industry, based on my own personal experience. In the end section of the video, I will be sharing with you the legal challenges you may encounter if you are going into recruitment as a business and how to avoid them. Now, just to be clear, I'm not a solicitor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal advisor, so please take this information as it's meant to be, which is with a pinch of salt. If you really need personalized information on legal issues, then please consult a legal representative or a solicitor yourself. Before I dive into the nitty-gritty though of legal requirements, let me give you a quick overview of how I started my own recruitment business in the healthcare sector. After quitting my job, I knew I wanted to do business, but what type of business? That was a question. Now, I searched deep within myself and I identified certain skills which I had, which would be perfect for the recruitment sector, which was sales and communication. This is what you need. And if you don't have these skills, then I'm advising you that you really need to start looking into this deeply in order to be successful in any recruitment industry. Initially, I decided to buy a franchise, and the franchise cost me a lot of money, but it was the best thing for me at that time because I needed a blueprint. I didn't have any information on how to start a business and certainly didn't know anything about the recruitment industry. So it was the best thing at the time. But my advice now, in hindsight, is you can save yourself a lot of money by reading some books or going on YouTube and searching things for yourself, or even consulting with someone like myself who would be more than happy to help you and guide you on how to start your own recruitment business. So, are you ready to learn more about the legal challenges and requirements for starting and running your own recruitment agency? If so, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the registration and licensing process. One of the first steps to starting a healthcare recruitment agency is registering your business with the appropriate authorities. In the UK, you'll need to register your business with Companies House, who are the national registrar of companies, to ensure your business is legally recognized. You will also need to obtain a license from the Care Quality Commission or the CQC if you plan on providing nursing or personal care services. The CQC is the independent regulator of health and social care in England and Wales, ensuring the quality and safety of care provided. To set up a limited company, it's actually a very simple process in the UK, and it will only cost you about £12 or so. If you want to learn more, you can go and check out the link in the description to the gov.uk website. Now, let's dive into the registration process. First, you'll need to provide some personal information like your name, date of birth, and home address. This can also be a virtual office address if you so wish. Once you've completed the registration process, you'll receive your incorporation certificate via email, usually within 24 to 48 hours. If you don't have a business address, don't worry. There are many companies that provide virtual office addresses for new business owners. You can choose an address in London or wherever you want, and your mails can be directed there. A simple Google search, "register my company," will help. Alternatively, you can also use the address of your personal accountant. Now, some people may consider buying a franchise, but that's not always advisable due to the cost involved. As a starter, it's best to go lean on costs and move up slowly as you improve your business. Keeping costs low is an absolutely crucial step when you're just starting out. Tax obligations. You need to register for tax as soon as you possibly can. This is very important to make sure you're compliant with the law and avoid any penalties down the line if you register too late. When a company registers with Companies House, they usually also register for corporation tax and PAYE as an employer. However, if you have registered your company by post
through an agent or using a third-party software, you will need to separately register for corporation tax using the relevant service. If you have already registered for corporation tax, you can file your company tax return or make a payment by signing into HMRC online services. If you do not have an account, you can create one when you sign in. Starting a healthcare recruitment agency also comes with tax obligations that you need to be aware of. You will need to register for VAT if your business turnover exceeds the threshold, which is currently set at £85,000. You will also need to register for PAYE if you have employees, which involves deducting income tax and national insurance contributions from their salaries. You can't use a personal account for your business. You will need to create a business account. You can do this very easily once your certificate of incorporation has been received. If you plan to run a temporary or permanent recruitment agency, no client will pay into your personal account, and they certainly won't take you seriously if you are not registered. Let's talk about the insurance requirements then. As a healthcare recruitment agency, you will need to have adequate insurance coverage to protect yourself from potential claims. This includes professional indemnity insurance, which covers you against claims of negligence or breach of duty. Employer's liability insurance, which is also a mandatory insurance if you have employees. A recruitment agency can obtain a tailored insurance policy from a skilled broker to safeguard their business against specific risk. I really recommend this. You speak to a very specialized insurance company if you really want to operate well within the healthcare sector. Some additional types of coverage to consider include protection for vicarious liability, cyber and data attacks, driver negligence if you run a driver's recruitment agency, medical malpractice, and directors and officers liability. The last one can shield management level employees from legal expenses in case of wrongful actions while employed by the company. I specialize in healthcare recruitment, so if you need help with any type of insurance in this sector, please send me a message and I'll be glad to provide you with information. Employment laws, as in my experience. As an employer, you need to be aware of the employment laws in the UK to ensure that you are compliant with the regulations. This includes minimum wage rates, working hours regulations, and health and safety requirements.
Hi there. So you've decided to go into business, and more specifically, you've decided you want to be in the healthcare recruitment sector, which is a perfect choice. I certainly think so. It's been a wonderful 10 years for myself, and it's an industry which is growing because we have an aging population, and therefore it's a business which is going to continue to grow, and you're going to do very well if you stay within this industry. Let me talk to you about a certain legal requirements though if you choose to be in this industry. The good news is that there are not too many legal requirements in terms of compliance, but there are a few which you need to be aware of. So you need employer's liability insurance and you need indemnity insurance. These two items you need whatever business that you do. It doesn't matter if it's a healthcare business or any other business for that matter. So those are two things which you need to tick off and you need to have already. Besides that, in order to be compliant, when you send a member of staff to a third-party location, you need to have a bunch of training which you need to provide to the staff that go out into the nursing home or the care home or the private setting that you're going to be sending them to. These include things like first aid and moving and handling, and there's various other trainings which we can talk about at a later stage. But if you want to provide care in somebody's home, which is personalized care, we're in a home setting, then you are talking about domiciliary care. And for that, you need to be regulated by the Care Quality Commission, the CQC. And in order to be regulated by the CQC, not only do you need to have all the processes and procedures and all of those items in place, but you also need to have two people who are very, very important. You need to have someone called a responsible individual, who is going to be overseeing the whole business and also managing, in effect, the registered manager. And the registered manager's job is an absolute crucial job, and they need to have a certain amount of education and training in order to be that registered manager. But that's for another day, and we need a whole session on that in order for me to explain what the process is for registration with the Care Quality Commission. But in the meantime, as I've said, there aren't too many items that you need to be aware of before you go in, other than the fact, in order to be compliant, you do need to have those insurances, the insurance that I mentioned previously, and also you need to have the mandatory training, which includes health and safety, first aid, and so on and so on. All I'll say to you at this point of time is good luck and keep going, be confident in whatever you do.